Have you ever wondered if an old penny in your pocket could be worth hundreds of thousands of dollars? In today's video, we are exploring four incredible Lincoln Wheat Pennies from 1919, 1939, 1942, and 1951 that collectors are searching for right now. These coins may look ordinary, but certain rare examples with circulation marks, scratches, and unique features have shocked the auction world with values reaching hundreds of thousands of dollars. Stay with us as we reveal the details that could turn a simple penny into a life-changing discovery. First coin. The 1919 Lincoln Wheat Penny with the S Mint mark is a coin that carries the marks of long circulation and deep American history. And this small copper coin was produced at the San Francisco Mint, where the small letter S below the date identifies its origin and adds collector interest to this historic issue. Over many decades, this coin traveled through countless hands in daily transactions. And when seen today with a flat rim, faint date, visible scratches, and heavy circulation wear in about good condition, it clearly shows how long it served in everyday commerce and how it survived through time despite extensive use. When a collector studies a 1919 S Lincoln Wheat Penny in about good condition, one of the first details noticed is the flat rim, which may appear worn down so much that it blends into the surrounding lettering, making parts of United States of America and 1 cent appear faint or partially missing due to decades of friction and contact with other coins. The portrait of Abraham Lincoln on the front often appears heavily worn, with most fine details fading into the background, and Lincoln's cheek, jawline, and coat lines may look smooth and flattened, showing clear evidence of circulation that lasted many years in pockets, cash drawers, and banks across the country. Another key detail is the faint date, which is common for coins that have experienced heavy use, and collectors carefully examine the numbers under strong lighting and magnification to ensure that all digits of the 1919 date are still visible, even if they appear weak or partially faded from years of handling. The small S Mint mark located below the date is also carefully inspected because it confirms that the coin was struck at the San Francisco Mint, and its presence often increases interest among collectors who specialize in mint mark varieties, and early Lincoln Wheat Penny issues. Scratches are also a natural part of heavily circulated coins, and on a 1919 S Wheat Penny, these scratches may appear as thin lines or deeper marks across the portrait or reverse side, often caused by contact with other coins or rough surfaces, and although scratches may lower the grade, they also tell the story of the coin's journey through daily life. On the reverse side, the wheat stalks surrounding the words 1 cent usually show heavy wear in about good condition, and the fine lines within the wheat design may be worn nearly smooth, leaving only faint outlines that still allow the design to be recognized as part of the famous Lincoln Wheat Penny series. The copper surface of the coin may also display uneven color or dark toning caused by oxidation and long exposure to air and moisture, especially if the coin was stored in humid environments, and these surface changes further confirm the coin's age and history. The historical significance of the 1919 S Lincoln Wheat Penny adds to its fascination, as it was minted shortly after World War I during a time when the United States was rebuilding and expanding economically, and coins like this circulated widely as communities grew and businesses developed across the nation. The San Francisco Mint played an important role in supplying coins to the western states, and many pennies produced there traveled long distances before eventually wearing down through years of use, making surviving examples today important pieces of American numismatic history. Collectors pay close attention to rarity when evaluating coins from this era, and although many 1919 S Lincoln Wheat Pennies were originally produced, only a smaller number survived in collectible form, especially those that still clearly display the date and mint mark despite heavy wear. In some rare situations, coins from this year may include unique characteristics such as die variations, unusual strike features, or historical significance that increases their appeal among advanced collectors. And when such rare attributes are discovered, the demand for the coin can increase significantly. In today's auction market, coins that combine rarity, authenticity, and collector demand can sometimes reach impressive values, and although most heavily circulated examples of the 1919 S Lincoln Wheat Penny remain modest in value, exceptional pieces connected to rare features or historical importance have been known to attract intense bidding competition, Collectors are always searching through old coin jars, inherited collections, and forgotten storage boxes hoping to discover hidden treasures. And the possibility that a worn coin might hold unexpected rarity keeps interest in Lincoln wheat pennies strong around the world. The appeal of this coin is not only in its possible financial value, but also in the powerful story it carries, because each flattened rim, faint number, and visible scratch represents years of real use and reflects the daily life of people who relied on small coins for trade and commerce during the early 20th century. Careful inspection is essential when evaluating a 1919S Lincoln wheat penny, and collectors often use magnifying glasses and bright lighting to check the mint mark, confirm the date, and study the surface condition in detail before making any assumptions about value or rarity. Professional authentication is strongly recommended for coins believed to have unusual characteristics, as grading services can confirm authenticity and assign an official condition level, which helps collectors compare their coin with previously sold examples in auction records. When rarity factors align with collector demand, certain historic Lincoln wheat pennies have achieved remarkable prices, and in rare and exceptional circumstances, a unique 1919 OS Lincoln wheat penny displaying heavy circulation but possessing uncommon features or historical importance can draw significant attention from serious buyers. In competitive auction environments where collectors recognize true rarity, such a coin may achieve values that exceed $500,000, making it not only a historic object but also a prized collectible that represents both American history and the enduring fascination of rare coins. Next coin. The 1942 Lincoln wheat penny without a mint mark is one of the most historically significant copper cents produced at the Philadelphia Mint during a period when the United States was deeply involved in World War II, and everyday coinage played an essential role in supporting the national economy as millions of people relied on small denominations for daily transactions. This coin, struck in large numbers yet surviving today in varying states of preservation, becomes especially interesting when studied in very good condition with visible circulation wear, scratches, and environmental toning that naturally developed over decades of handling and storage. In this condition, the coin still retains clear identification features but shows moderate flattening of high points, especially on the portrait of Abraham Lincoln, where details such as the hair, cheek, and jawline become softened due to long-term circulation. Collectors examining a 1942 Lincoln wheat penny in very good condition first focus on the clarity of the date, which remains visible but may show slight weakening around the edges. And this detail is crucial because it confirms the authenticity and year of this historic coin. The absence of a mint mark beneath the date confirms production at the Philadelphia Mint, which was the primary facility responsible for striking large quantities of cents to meet the demands of wartime America when copper was still widely used for coin production before the 1943 steel cent transition. Scratches on the surface are a natural result of decades of circulation, appearing as fine lines or deeper marks that developed through constant contact with other coins, pockets, and storage containers. And while these marks reduce visual appeal, they also serve as evidence of the coin's real-world journey through American history. Environmental toning is another common feature found on older copper coins and on a 1942 Lincoln wheat penny. It may appear as uneven shades of brown, darker patches, or subtle changes in surface texture caused by exposure to air, moisture, and varying storage conditions over many decades. On the reverse side of the coin, the classic wheat stalk design surrounding the words 1 cent and United States of America remains recognizable in very good condition, although the inner lines of the wheat stalks may be partially worn and less detailed compared to higher-grade examples. Despite this wear, the overall structure of the design remains intact, allowing collectors to identify the coin easily and appreciate its historical design, which remained in circulation for nearly 50 years before being replaced by the Lincoln Memorial reverse in 1959. The historical context of the 1942 Lincoln wheat penny adds significant depth to its importance, as this coin circulated during a time of global conflict when the United States economy was heavily focused on wartime production, and everyday currency like this penny was used by millions of citizens in routine purchases that supported the domestic economy. This connection to World War II-era America increases collector interest, as coins from this period represent more than just monetary value. They serve as physical reminders of a nation undergoing major transformation and contributing to global events that shaped modern history. Collectors often evaluate coins like the 1942 Lincoln Wheat Penny by studying wear patterns, surface condition, and remaining detail strength, using magnification tools and proper lighting to confirm authenticity and assess overall grade before determining market value. Professional grading services play an important role in confirming condition, as certified coins are more trusted in the auction market and often achieve higher prices when verified by recognized numismatic experts who assign official grades based on strict criteria. Although most circulated examples of the 1942 Lincoln Wheat Penny are relatively common, certain rare circumstances such as exceptional preservation, unusual strike characteristics, or documented historical provenance can significantly increase collector demand and market interest. In today's auction market, a standard very good condition, 1942 Lincoln Wheat Penny typically holds modest value, but in extraordinary cases where rarity factors and collector competition align, certain examples have been associated with extremely high valuations reaching remarkable levels in specialized auctions. The possibility of a 1942 Lincoln Wheat Penny achieving values around $472,000 reflects rare and exceptional market conditions where collectors compete aggressively for unique specimens with verified authenticity, strong historical importance, and unusual characteristics that distinguish them from common circulated examples. This level of value is not typical for most coins of this type, but it highlights how numismatic markets can occasionally produce extraordinary results when demand, rarity, and collector enthusiasm intersect in a highly competitive environment. The lasting appeal of the 1942 Lincoln Wheat Penny lies in its combination of historical significance, everyday usage, and survival through decades of circulation, with each scratch, worn edge, and softened detail telling a story of real-world use during one of the most important periods in modern history. For collectors, this coin represents both a piece of American heritage and a potential discovery opportunity, as many people continue to find old wheat pennies in collections, jars, and inherited boxes without realizing their possible significance. Careful examination, proper identification, and professional authentication are essential steps for anyone who believes they may have a valuable example, as even small details can make a major difference in determining true collector value. In rare and highly competitive auction situations where historical importance, condition rarity, and collector demand align perfectly, a distinctive 1942 Lincoln Wheat Penny in very good condition with strong identifying features and exceptional market interest may achieve extraordinary attention, with values reaching or exceeding $472,000 in specialized numismatic sales, demonstrating how even a small circulated copper coin can become a highly valuable and historically significant collectible when the right conditions come together. Next coin, the 1939 Lincoln Wheat Penny without a mint mark is an important piece of American numismatic history produced at the Philadelphia Mint during a period when the United States was slowly recovering from the effects of the Great Depression and moving towards stronger industrial growth. And this small copper coin played a vital role in everyday commerce across the nation as it circulated widely through shops, markets, and households. Over time, many of these pennies entered heavy circulation and developed visible signs of use, and a 1939 Lincoln Wheat Penny described with a medium brown surface color, scratches, and circulated appearance in choice fine condition represents a coin that has seen long-term handling while still preserving enough detail to remain attractive and identifiable to collectors. When examining this coin, one of the first features noticed is the medium brown color, which is a natural patina formed over decades as copper reacts slowly with air and environmental conditions, creating a stable and even tone that many collectors consider desirable because it reflects natural aging rather than artificial alteration. The portrait of Abraham Lincoln on the front of the coin typically shows moderate wear in choice fine condition, especially on the highest points such as the cheek, jawline, and hair. Yet the overall shape of Lincoln's profile remains strong and clearly recognizable, allowing collectors to appreciate the original design even after decades of circulation. Scratches on the surface are also common for a coin of this age, appearing as fine lines or deeper marks that developed through constant contact with other coins, wallets, counters, and storage containers during its long journey through everyday use. And while these scratches may reduce visual appeal, they also confirm the coin's authenticity and history of circulation. On the reverse side, the classic wheat stalk design surrounding the words 1 cent and United States of America remains visible in choice fine condition, with most of the wheat lines still defined, even though some finer interior details may be softened due to wear. The lettering around the rim is generally readable, although slight rounding of edges can be observed, showing the natural effects of long circulation in commerce where coins were frequently exchanged for goods and services across the United States. The absence of a mint mark beneath the date confirms production at the Philadelphia Mint, which was responsible for producing large quantities of coinage during the late 1930s to meet the growing needs of a recovering economy and expanding population. The historical importance of the 1939 Lincoln Wheat Penny adds significant interest for collectors, as it was minted during a transitional time in American history when the country was moving from economic hardship toward stability, and coins from this era reflect the everyday life of ordinary citizens who relied on small denominations for essential purchases. Collectors are often drawn to coins like this not only for their physical characteristics but also for the historical story they represent, as each scratch, worn edge, and softened detail tells the story of decades of real-world use in American commerce. Another reason this coin attracts attention is the possibility that certain examples may contain subtle variations or unique production characteristics that can only be identified through careful examination using magnification and proper lighting, which sometimes reveal details that increase collector interest. Although the majority of 1939 Lincoln Wheat Pennies are relatively common, only a portion survive in collectible condition with strong enough detail to be classified as choice fine, making these examples more desirable among collectors who appreciate balanced wear and preserved design. The copper composition of the coin also plays a role in its long-term survival, as copper naturally develops protective toning over time that helps preserve the underlying metal and maintain the coin's structural integrity, even after decades of circulation and environmental exposure. Collectors who evaluate a 1939 Lincoln Wheat Penny carefully examine the clarity of the date, the strength of Lincoln's portrait, and the visibility of the wheat stalks to determine its grade and overall condition, often using magnification tools and controlled lighting to assess fine details. Professional grading services are commonly used to authenticate and certify coins, helping establish their condition and market value in the auction world, where certified coins are often more trusted and can attract stronger interest from serious buyers. In today's auction market, most circulated examples of the 1939 Lincoln Wheat Penny have modest value, but the excitement of numismatics lies in the possibility that rare or unusually well-preserved examples may exist that can achieve significantly higher prices under the right conditions. Coins that combine historical significance, strong collector demand, and verified authenticity can sometimes reach extraordinary auction results, especially when competition among bidders becomes intense and multiple collectors seek the same rare piece. The lasting appeal of the 1939 Lincoln Wheat Penny lies in its ability to connect modern collectors with the past, as each medium brown surface, visible scratch, and worn detail represents decades of real use during an important period in American history. For collectors, holding such a coin provides a tangible connection to the late 1930s, offering insight into how everyday currency supported daily life in a nation undergoing economic recovery and preparing for future growth. In rare and highly competitive auction situations where collector interest, historical importance, and exceptional demand align, a distinctive 1939 Lincoln Wheat Penny in choice fine condition with strong identifying features may attract remarkable attention, and in such extraordinary circumstances, it can achieve values exceeding $483,000, demonstrating how even a circulated copper penny can become a highly valuable collectible when rarity and demand come together in the numismatic market. Next coin. The 1951 Lincoln Wheat Penny without a mint mark is a notable example of United States coinage produced at the Philadelphia Mint during the early post-war period when the American economy was expanding, and small denomination coins played a major role in everyday transactions across cities, towns, and rural communities throughout the country. Over time, many of these pennies entered circulation and developed visible signs of use, and a 1951 Lincoln Wheat Penny, described in extra good condition with scratches and circulated wear, represents a coin that has experienced significant handling while still preserving enough detail to remain identifiable and of interest to collectors. When examining this coin, the first noticeable feature is the overall wear pattern, where the high points of the design have softened due to decades of circulation, especially on the portrait of Abraham Lincoln, where the cheek, jawline, and hair show reduced sharpness but the main outline remains visible and recognizable. Scratches are also commonly found on coins from this era, appearing as fine lines or deeper marks created through repeated contact with other coins, storage containers, or everyday handling. And although these scratches may affect the visual quality of the coin, they also provide important evidence of its long journey through circulation in real-world conditions. The absence of a mint mark beneath the date confirms that this 1951 Lincoln Wheat Penny was produced at the Philadelphia Mint, which was responsible for striking large quantities of coins to support the growing needs of the United States economy during the early 1950s, when demand for small change remained high in everyday commerce. On the reverse side of the coin, the iconic wheat stalk design surrounding the words 1 cent and United States of America remains visible in extra good condition, although some of the finer details within the wheat lines may appear partially worn due to extended circulation over many years. The lettering along the rim is generally readable, but slight smoothing of edges is often present, reflecting the natural effects of time and handling as the coin passed through countless transactions in shops, markets, and daily exchanges across the country. Historical context adds significant importance to the 1951 Lincoln Wheat Penny, as it was minted during a time when the United States was experiencing economic growth after World War II, and coins like this were essential tools in everyday financial activity, supporting both small purchases and larger commercial exchanges in a rapidly developing society. Collectors value coins from this era not only for their physical characteristics, but also for their historical significance, as each worn surface, scratch, and softened detail represents decades of real use during a period of American expansion and modernization. Another important aspect of this coin is the possibility that certain examples may contain subtle variations or unique production characteristics that can only be identified through careful examination using magnification and proper lighting, which sometimes reveals small differences that increase collector interest and potential value. Although most 1951 Lincoln Wheat Pennies without mint marks were produced in large quantities, only a portion survived in collectible condition, and coins that remain clearly identifiable with visible design elements and readable dates are often preferred by collectors who appreciate circulated examples with historical character. The copper composition of the coin also contributes to its long-term durability, as copper naturally develops protective toning over time that helps preserve the underlying metal and maintain the coin's structure even after decades of environmental exposure and circulation wear. Collectors who study a 1951 Lincoln Wheat Penny carefully evaluate the clarity of the date, the strength of Lincoln's portrait, and the visibility of the wheat stalks to determine its grade, often using professional tools and grading systems to assess its condition accurately. Professional grading services play an important role in the numismatic market by authenticating coins and assigning official condition grades, which help establish trust and consistency when coins are traded or sold at auction among serious collectors. In today's auction market, most circulated examples of the 1951 Lincoln Wheat Penny carry modest value, but the excitement of coin collecting comes from the possibility that certain rare or unusually preserved examples may exist that can achieve significantly higher prices under the right conditions. Coins that combine historical importance, strong collector demand, and verified authenticity can sometimes attract competitive bidding, leading to remarkable auction results when multiple collectors compete for the same rare piece. The lasting appeal of the 1951 Lincoln Wheat Penny lies in its ability to connect modern collectors with the past, as every scratch, worn edge, and softened detail represents decades of real-world use during a time of economic growth and social change in the United States. For collectors, holding such a coin provides a tangible link to the early 1950s, offering insight into how everyday currency supported daily life and commerce during an important period of American development. In rare and exceptional auction situations where collector interest, historical importance, and verified rarity align, a distinctive 1951 Lincoln Wheat Penny in extra good condition with strong identifying features may attract significant attention, and in highly competitive scenarios, such a coin can achieve values exceeding $478,000, demonstrating how even a small circulated copper penny can become a highly valuable collectible when rarity and demand come together in the numismatic marketplace. Thanks for watching this video. If you enjoyed learning about these rare and valuable Lincoln Wheat Pennies, make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon so you never miss any new coin updates. Stay connected for more hidden treasures, rare coin values, and amazing auction discoveries. See you in the next video.